This is a review of the 2016 Golf Sportwagen TSI. It's the Canadian version of the car in comfort line trim with automatic transmission and the convenience package. I decided to do this review because while I was researching this vehicle, I found that there were not many Canadian reviews out there. In particular, there were very few reviews of the regular gas-powered TSI. So my hope is that reviewing this car will benefit someone else out there interested in the car. I think that in many ways, this car is very good value for money, and I will give a few examples. In Canada, the Sportwagen is available in 3 trims: the Trendline, the Comfort Line, and the Highline. The Trendline retails at $22,900, that's a starting price. The Comfort Line is $25,600, and the Highline is $31,800. Now, all 3 trims of the Sportwagen have the exact same engine. It's a 1.8-litre turbo 4-cylinder gasoline engine. It has 170 horsepower and 185 pound-feet of torque. What happens as you go up the trim levels is you get more stuff. You get more gadgets, more technology, but you keep the same engine, the same feel. So even if you buy the base trim Trendline for $23,000, you're not getting a weaker engine with inferior driving characteristics, which is what happens with some manufacturers' base trim vehicles. I was leaning towards a crossover when I initially started car shopping, but I found that when I configured most crossovers with similar features, they tended to be more expensive than this car. Some crossovers were also rather drab or cheap looking or plasticky. I think that the fit and finish of this car is excellent. It is very similar to even the most expensive Golf R, which costs more than $43,000, which is saying something. I find space in the back with the seats up quite adequate, even for someone who is 6 feet tall, and it's surprisingly large with the seats down. Dubious as this may sound, there are quite a lot of crossovers out there with less space than this car. The fuel efficiency numbers for the Sportwagen are 9.3 liters per 100 kilometers in the city, 6.7 on the highway, for a combined 8.1. When you compare those numbers with any crossovers, the difference is quite apparent. One of the things I have come to appreciate about the Golf look is how stable it is over time, so that if a new model is released, it doesn't instantaneously age your older model. Of course, there are those who would argue that the Golf is boring and dated, and buying a new one is like purchasing an old one. So in the end, it's a matter of taste. Personally, I like my car keeping the company of Porsche, Range Rover, and BMW. Fog lights and static cornering lights are part of the Comfort Line trim. Static cornering lights come on when the driver engages the turn signals and steering wheel. They provide greater visibility around corners at night. Rain-sensing wipers are part of the convenience package. They have a feature that turns on the back wiper when the front wipers are on and the car is put in reverse. The hydraulic hood lift is a nice touch. The side profile of the Sportwagen offers the easiest way to distinguish between the 3 trims. The top Highline trim has chrome roof rails, while the Trendline and Comfort Line trims have black roof rails. Another way to distinguish between the trims is by the alloy wheels. The base Trendline has 16-inch silver alloys, the Comfort Line trim has 17-inch black and silver alloys, and the Highline trim has 18-inch silver alloys. Another nice feature of the Comfort Line trim is the proximity key and push-button start. Inside the car is where the Sportwagen really excels. The brushed aluminum look is standard. There are soft surfaces on the dash and doors. The doors have large bins and they are lined with felt. All 4 windows have express up and down. The steering wheel looks like it belongs in the GTI. The armrest is softly padded, movable, and locks at different positions for added comfort. The glove box is lined with felt, air-conditioned, and lockable. And in addition to the storage bin under the armrest, there are 2 extra storage compartments. The infotainment touchscreen has a proximity sensor that shows and hides the menu options. The buttons on the steering wheel and around the touchscreen offer useful shortcuts as well as multiple ways to operate the infotainment system. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, and MirrorLink are standard on all trims. And many of the features available on the infotainment system can be customized or turned on and off as needed. The Comfortline trim adds automatic dual-zone climate control. Another cool feature is that the air direction buttons are independent of each other. You can blow air on your face, feet, and windshield all at the same time. Heated seats are standard on all trims. Inside the car, the seat material is the easiest way to distinguish between the 3 trims. The Trendline trim has cloth seats, the Comfortline trim has leatherette seats, and the Highline trim has full leather seats. In addition to ample leg and headroom in the back, there are seat vents that can be opened and closed as needed. The seats are 60-40 split folding and have a pass-through. The center armrest has cup holders. In the boot, the cargo cover can be stowed away under the floor. To create a bit more space, the floor can be dropped to a lower level. There are levers for lowering the back seats. If you buy the Fender sound system, the subwoofer goes in the center of the spare wheel. A full-size spare wheel can fit in the floor. I have added a link to the Sportwagen brochure on the Volkswagen website. The brochure has a list of features and packages available on each of the 3 trims. Before I go, I want to mention some areas of improvement for Volkswagen regarding this car. Number 1, the Comfortline trim should have a 4 or 6-way power adjustable driver's seat instead of a 2-way power adjustable seat. Number 2, seat memory, auto trunk release, and an electronic parking brake should be made available. So that's all the information I wanted to share about the car. I hope it's been informative. Please leave your comments and/or questions below, and thank you very much.